Winter is finally saying goodbye and spring is making her grand appearance. Join me as I strive to bring more of the beauty of the season into my home while remaining true to myself and my budget. It's finally showing signs of spring here in upstate New York, and I, for one, am so ready for it. As I have made so many changes in my life over the last year, I found myself feeling more and more anchored in to what is around me, to really feeling the seasons as they come and as they go. And over the winter, I really saw myself feeling more retreated and taking more time to rest and nest at home and really just appreciate my home, my space, and the walls in which I spend my days. And there's so much beauty in that.
Okay, so recently I scored this huge, gorgeous mirror on Facebook Marketplace. As much as it looks like it is, this is not antique, but it is ornate and it has that ornate detail that I love. What I would like to do is I would like to do a DIY that I have done in the past with some frames that have this gold look to them and that ornate detail, but don't have any of that depth that you see on vintage frames, that almost like weathered look that antique frames have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this antique medium. So you can get this antique medium at your local craft store. I actually think I got this at Michael's. And if I can link it for you, I will put that in the description box below. But basically all you do is you paint this on and you wipe the excess away. So you paint it into the grooves and into the little crevices, and what it's supposed to do is give you that vintage weathered look that just gives things so much character and makes things look older and richer than they actually are. So I'm going to test this out on this mirror, and I have a couple places in mind for where I want this to go, but I think it's going to be such a statement piece and really like brighten up our home. I love adding mirrors, just such a beautiful way to bring more light into your home and to just also be a decorative feature at the same time.
What I'm continuing to struggle with and always work towards is how can I embrace where I am, embrace what it is I'm moving through, what it is I'm feeling, what it is I'm working with, my budget, my circumstances, the age my kids are, so many of those things that are ever changing but are so impactful on how we feel and spend our days. And this springtime, really, I feel myself feeling like I am just starting to come alive, that I am just starting to bloom, and that so much of my life is a new beginning. This really has a lot to do with the fact that this last year I have let so much go. And maybe you can relate to that in some way. That, 2023, I had to say goodbye to a lot of what I knew. So many beliefs, so many things that I once idolized, things that I once identified with, no longer fit anymore. And although there's been so much weight that is lifted and in a way, I feel like I've come home to my true self as I have stepped more fully into motherhood and my role as a wife and a homemaker in this modern age that we are in. There's also so much unknown and fear that comes with that, because nothing I'm doing is familiar. Nothing that I'm experiencing is anything that I've ever experienced before. And so I'm really finding that each day I'm having to anchor myself in trust and faith that everything is working out as it should, that everything is leading me in the direction that I am meant to go. And that is what is helping me to let go of that part of me that used to hunger for control and certainty, and to really embrace these seasons and the ever-changing ebbing and flowing that is motherhood. And I found that to be so helpful with just managing my anxiety and just managing my expectations, even with this channel. I have so many big dreams and visions for what this channel could become and the impact that it will make. But right now, how can I feel satisfied in where I'm at? How can I feel content with everything that I am doing and everything that I have created thus far? And just embrace where I am and how far I've come and the newness of what it is I'm experiencing. Let myself be a beginner, and I hope that this inspires you to embrace wherever you are at, because I get it. I have been there and I know what it is like. I had plans to take you along with me as I put out my spring decor and played around with decorating and things like that. But as you might be able to hear in my voice, I ended up getting sick with whatever cold both my children have. And so I hope that you will just sit back and enjoy a few shots of what it is that I ended up creating. Like I mentioned earlier, so much of what you'll see is stuff that I already had set. I kept the same greenery in almost every vase that I had, but I just added in some touches of white flowers, which are my personal favorite. With our home being already so blue with the blue-gray walls everywhere, I didn't really want to bring in any cooler colors. I feel like our house is such a blend of cool and warm, and so I really love bringing in white. I feel like it's such a nice, grounding, yet bright color that really works with spring and summer. And so I'm just really pleased with how simple but beautiful it all looks. This wreath is another DIY that I ended up taking something old and making it new. This wreath actually had a lot of faux greenery on it, but I ended up cutting some of it away using some faux eucalyptus and some of these faux white flowers, and I really am so happy with how it came out. I feel like I have fallen back in love with this wreath, and I really, like, honestly just stare at it all the time, feeling so glad that I didn't donate it or give it away, and I didn't go out and just buy a new wreath, because I had the vision in my head of what I wanted, and I had the stuff I needed all along to create it, and so I really am just so happy with it. I hope that you and your family are well as we head into this spring season. And I hope that you are inspired to perhaps work with what you have. And there's the mirror in its new home. I love how it brightens up this hallway even more. As always, if you enjoy this video, I ask that you give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel and lets me know that you are enjoying what it is that I'm creating, and I cannot wait to see you for more content on mothering, homemaking, and intentional living. Until then, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.